made it to the parking spot for our big fall bushcraft hunting backpacking trip. So this is my buddy Alec, if you guys haven't met him yet, and we're about to head off into the woods and get this thing going. Me too. We just rolled into our campsite, which is right here, and me and Alec are both super stoked. We were out here like 2 years ago, and when we were out here, we put up this table right here. As you can see, it's a little janky, but it's bushcraft. And Alec built this ridge pole and put in a little lean-to. Our fire ring, which, as you can see, it's a little disrepaired, but yeah, dude. Everything's ready for us to just whip it right together. Oaks everywhere, so we'll probably have some decent luck doing a little bit of small game hunting while we're out here too. We are super excited, and yeah, we're gonna start getting everything thrown together. We've got our venison loins, some backstrap steaks on the fire, which is gonna be pretty good. If you listen really close, the mic might not pick it up. There's a turkey right up there on that ridge. We've been listening to a move in for the last, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
We're wondering how close he's going to get. Sadly, neither of us have a turkey tag, so don't think that's going to happen. Me and Alec are both working on carving up a couple of spoons while we're waiting on our dinner to cook. Man, that turkey, he's right up there. He's getting close. Really kicking myself for not getting a turkey tag. But anyways, guys, yeah, we got a nice sunset view down here in the holler. Getting some dinner cooked up, hanging out, just having a good time. Alec, what do you think of the trip so far?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I think we definitely topped last time.
Oh yeah.
So way better prepared. Bringing the guns for hunting.
Oh.
Added a lot.
So far, the only shots that were fired were at this stick, because it was hanging up in this tree over our tents. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna get up, have some breakfast, get the fire going to warm us up.
Hopefully shoot some squirrel.
Hopefully,
sure.
Hopefully it is. It's snowing here, which this is the first snowfall that we've seen this year. This is like our first really like deep cold weather trip, so I guess no cold weather trips complete without snow. Alec, he just climbed into bed. I'm about to climb into bed myself, and we'll see if we have a dusting to deal with when we get up. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in the morning. So I just wanted to give you all a quick tour of our bushcraft / small game hunting / backpacking camp that we got set up here. So this is day 2. First off, this is a table that we put together when we were here 2 years ago, actually. It just so happens to still be here, which we thought was pretty cool. You know, I'll show you guys the underside. We just lashed some sticks together in between these 3 trees that just so happen to be perfectly spaced. And these are just some deer jaws we found on the way in. These are some spoons that we carved. Alec carved this one. This one's mine. You know, as you can see, nothing super fancy. Alec's looks a little bougier than mine does. Mine looks a little, it's very rustic. And then this is kind of just like the kitchen area. We've got our food bags, our cook pots, an extra thing of fuel. Over here, you've got Alec's tent and my tent. These are actually both the same tent. It's just he has the standard version, I have the ultralight version. They're both the Marmot tungsten 2-person. I honestly kind of like his better. I like the color better. I like the fact that his has this slope here, so you get a little less airflow, a little bit more privacy, as opposed to this one, which this is nice for airflow in the summer. But anywho, this is a living room, if you will. So there was a big tree down right over here, and right there's the trail. So they actually cut a couple sections out of that log to clear the trail, and we rolled them over here for kind of all-purpose workstations. You know, we can set our stuff there, cook our food. We've been using them for chopping blocks. We use them when we were carving our spoons. All kinds of uses. Really handy. Obviously seats, really handy to have those here. Then we've got our fire ring. As you can see, we actually found some rocks around the area, built up a legit fire ring just for good measure. And then over here is sort of our processed wood area. This is our wood pile. Got some wood processing tools there. That stick, if you will, is just a baton for splitting wood, or for when we were using when we were carving our spoons. Over here's the armory. I've got my New England firearms single shot 12 gauge. I like it. Good gun, cheap. You can do a lot with it. And then this is Alec's Ruger 1022, right?
Yep.
Ruger.
First rifle
we had. Get a look at this. So he's got like this, it's like a faux heat shield kind of deal on it, which is pretty cool. And then he's got the flash hider on it as well. It sort of has a M14 vibe going on, sort of. Somebody at some point put a couple nails in these trees, which is awesome for us because it's a good place for us to hang our packs. We've just been hanging out. We've really been enjoying ourselves. You know, as you can see right here, we've got a creek right next to camp, which is awesome, so we can get good clean water. I mean, we've still been filtering it anyways, just to be on the safe side. Also, we threw a tarp up over here. We weren't expecting any weather, any rain, but we figured it'd be good to have in case, you know, that way we could at least throw our firewood under there if we needed to, or maybe even, you know, sit under there to cook our food and whatnot. This is our bushcraft hunting camp, and it has been for the last, I don't know, a little over 24 hours. I think it's a pretty good setup. You know, it was pretty heavy packs coming in. We were both probably at or around
50.
Yeah, probably at or around 50 pounds. But, you know, part of the pros where we brought stuff like this great. If we end up finding some squirrels this evening, those are going on there as well. This is just to give you guys an idea if you want to go do sort of a more woodsman skill type camp. Couple ideas, you know, get a good stump to do your work on, maybe get extra fancy and throw up a table, try and be near a decent water source, maybe throw a tarp up. It is the end of day 2 here at our bushcraft hunting camp, and you know, I haven't filled you guys in on a whole lot of what's been going on. So this morning we went and did a little bit of squirrel hunting. We did a little bit of squirrel hunting in the afternoon too. No dice. This is one of those rare places where it's, I mean, I would pretty much everywhere we've gone, the ground is covered in acorns everywhere, and there's water in a lot of places, so they're not, and it's been really windy. And also, full disclosure, you know, yes, I've squirrel hunted since I was a kid, but I've never really had great luck. So after that, we came back, we had some lunch, we carved some spoons. Last night was wild. Like I showed you guys, it started to snow for a little bit, and last night was a full moon, or pretty near to it, and we were woken up twice by coyotes howling. Weird thing, you know. And the first one, it sounded like it had to have been within probably 100 yards, if I had to guess. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, it got pretty cold, but I was fairly comfortable. I have a 30-degree bag. I put the 30-degree inside the 50, and I was pretty comfortable. So yeah, I mean, considering the fact it got down into the 20s, And we were talking earlier, neither of us have ever felt uncomfortably cold on this whole trip. And if we were, it's because we were too lazy to put on more layers. It's been a great trip so far. Really, really glad we were able to get back out here. Looking forward to coming out and doing it again in the future. You know, every time we come out here, we develop the campsite a little bit more. You know, we built up the firing a little better than last time. We brought in the stumps. Alec actually built a firewood rack over there, so that's pretty cool. We haven't been using it a whole lot. We've had our firewood here mostly, just out of simplicity because the fire is right there, obviously. And this will be a good situation for next time if it's raining, or we're actually going to just stack whatever firewood we have left there. That way, if there's other people who come to use the campsite, they'll have some dry firewood stacked and ready to go. I am in bed in my tent. You can see I got my headlamp up here on the last night of the trip. You can see I'm running my my double sleeping bag set up here, and then I've also got my big heavy duty True Timber redhead jacket to kind of cover up with too. I don't think it's going to be that cold, but since it's more comfortable for me to sleep with my arms out, that's how I plan on doing it tonight, just like I did last night, and hopefully I'll get another good night of sleep. So we will catch back up in the morning as we're making breakfast and packing up. Alright guys, so this morning, just like the first morning of the trip, I got up before Alec and was getting the fire up going. And then once we both kind of crawled out of bed and woke up, we started packing up a little bit. I made a little bit of breakfast. Alec had his lightweight coffee pour over maker. And as you can probably tell too, we ended up burning pretty much all of the wood we had left. So you'll notice in this next clip, we didn't actually have any firewood to leave at that new firewood rack, but it'll be there for next time. So this is the final morning of the trip. As you guys can see, camp is all packed up and back on our back. We're excited because we're leaving these 2 stumps, a nice fire ring, got our firewood rack over there. So, and the table still stands. Hopefully somebody will get to come by and use this camp again before we get back, and we'll appreciate the infrastructure. So anyways guys, it's been a great trip, and now we have a monstrous hill to climb, so wish us luck. All right guys, we're on the last little section hiking out now. As you can see, it's real thorny and brushy through here, but been a good camp. And when you're coming out of the camp, there's a real steep hill, and then it flattens out, and then there's another little uphill, and then it's pretty much flat to downhill cruising the rest of the way. So right now we're probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes from the truck. So it's as you can see, the trail is very under-maintained, but that's kind of what we like about this place, you know. If it was very well maintained, a lot of people would be using it, probably wouldn't be as cool. All right guys, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.